So, but we established, like, me and all my teammates, when he got there, we definitely established a culture. I feel like before he got there, we really didn't have a culture. But definitely as soon as he got there, we established ourselves. Well, he wanted to make sure that he established Hillsborough as one of the best high school basketball teams in the city, which we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, since I left, I can personally say my team made it to, we won districts 3 years, lost in the regional finals all my years. And then once I left, they made it all the way to states. I think this would have been their third year making the states. So we definitely established a culture.
I definitely want to ask you that. Like, how does it make you feel to see what you guys built there, like, just upstanding and some, like, taking it farther, really just keeping what you guys built going?
It's a good feeling. Like, that just shows that you left your print. Like, your legacy has been left at that school. Like, before me and all my teammates got there, Hillsborough was not known for basketball at all. Like, it was more so a football school. But once we got there, like, we just changed whole culture. And then, like, seeing different players, like, come in and building on that and then making it further and further each year, that just make you feel good, because it's like you started that. You feel me? Like, if it wasn't for you establishing that winning culture, they wouldn't be where they are today. And then it's many times, like, I go back, I forgot when it was. I think I went back to go see one of the regional final games. Coach Ward called. It was like me, Deck, Zach called us in. He was like, "These are the guys that made it happen. Like, if it wasn't for these guys, a lot of the stuff that's happening right now wouldn't have been possible." So it was a good feeling.
You kind of touched on it earlier, but what was it like playing with all your guys, Zach, Dex, Ken? Like, what was it like being on the court with them?
Oh, I loved it. Like, sometimes I still go back and watch high school film just to, like, look at all the good plays, good memories we have. But I love playing with them boys. Me and Dex, we actually played on the same AU team for like a year, playing the flight together. So me and him, we had a pretty close bond on the court and off the court. That's still my best friend. He's up here at FAM now, so that's my best friend. But yeah, I love playing with all them boys. Like, I wouldn't want to go to war with any other boys in high school. Like, my dogs, for sure.
Sure. Shout out to Flight, man. You know, I was one of the original Flight members way back. Everybody, shout out. So after Hillsborough, you ended up making it to FAMU. What was it like stepping on campus and first just realizing that you were by yourself and you was in college officially?
It was just a whole different experience. Like, all my life, I just been, like, had my parents as support. I mean, they were with me, talking to me, like, while I was up here, but just, like, being here by myself, having my own apartment, my own dorm, it was just a different experience because I ain't never had it. So it was kind of just like I was just free, like, a little bit of freedom. So that was good. I wouldn't say I was too, like, worried or too concerned. I wasn't homesick or anything. Like, I just thought about it as just like a new experience, a chance to grow as a person. That's about it.
What is the HBCU experience like? Like, people talk about HBCUs now. Today, we hear so much about the importance of athletes going to HBCU. So what is it like being at a HBCU? You've been there for 4 years.
I'm gonna put it like this: if you had a chance to go to the HBCU, go to the HBCU. That's one of the best experience. Like, you're gonna have the time of your life at HBCU. Just the culture that's established at HBCU is different from all other schools. Like, you don't get that anywhere else. You don't get that at UF. You don't get that at FSU. FAMU, and I can pretty much speak for any HBCU. It's just different from all the other schools. But I would definitely recommend going to HBCU. I love my HBCU, and wouldn't want to be at any other school.
What's one of the main things that you can, like, put a finger on that makes the HBCU experience more unique than a regular university?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's just like a sense of belonging. Like, being here, I just feel like I belong, and, like, I just feel like I'm surrounded by people that share the same background as me, share the same characteristics as me. So I don't know. I guess that's what makes it different. I feel like at a school like UF, FSU, there isn't a sense of belonging. Like, you kind of feel everybody's a little bit different. It's more like diverse, but at FAMU, more like a family. So that's definitely what makes
You with your own people, so you just feel more comfortable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, sir. What would you tell, like you kind of just touched on it, but what would you tell an athlete that's trying to decide if a HBCU is for them?
I would tell them basically what I just said. If you have the chance to go to the HBCU, I would definitely recommend going to HBCU. If you're a player who's trying to, like, if you're, I guess, a high major guy and you're thinking about, well, I don't want to go to HBCU because I'm not going to get looked at and things like that, don't even think about that, because we still play, even though the conference we play the majority of HBCUs, we still got at least 15 to 20 games that we play, all high major teams. So if you a baller and you can hoop, you're going to get looked at. Scouts going to see you, like, your name going to get out. So don't let the name or just being an HBCU steer you away from not wanting to go to the school, because at the end of the day, if you're a hooper and you can hoop, like, scouts gonna see you. It's a dude that's in JUCO right now, like, just enter his name in the NBA draft. So if you can hoop, you can hoop.
I know you're talking about Jay Scrub.
Yeah,
Yeah, that man's
yeah,
serious.
no cap.
You just touched on it, but what was going on that West Coast trip last year, like playing all the high major teams and like major programs that you guys play? And also, what was the experience like just being on the West Coast?
It was a real good experience. Well, first I can say being on the West Coast, that was my first time actually going to Cali. So that was a new experience for me. I'm not gonna lie, the West Coast and the East Coast are two completely different, like two completely different vibes. Like Florida and Cali, two completely different things. But from a, like, eating standpoint, I feel like playing those high major schools, it, like, helps, it prepares you as an individual, and it helps to prepare, like, the team. It prepares us for when we play our conference teams, like the teams the important games basically. So, but it was just a good experience. The like the facilities and things, it's real nice to see. And just the game environment is real different from when we play, because, like, we used to playing a crowd of probably maybe 3,000, maybe 2,000, something like that. But when you get in these big arenas, you playing teams 10,000, 50,000 fans. So it's just a whole different vibe. And that's nothing that I was really used to until we started playing these high major teams.
What was the biggest adjustment that you had to make on the court coming from high school to college?
Ooh, the game speed is actually a lot faster. The game is played a lot faster in college than it is in high school. Some of the level of competition is way higher. Like, I look back at it now, like high school, I think I only averaged like maybe 14, 15 points a game. But if I were playing at the level of intensity that I play now in college, if I did in high school, I could have easily averaged 30. You know what I'm saying? But the level of competition is completely different. Like, the stuff you do in high school, you cannot get away with in college. Like, dribbling, like my first practice, I could barely get the ball up half court without getting ripped. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's completely different experience. So
That's
that's
what
the
a
big.
lot of my bad.
Are you good?
A lot of people don't realize that because they either aren't playing at the college level or they haven't got to that point yet. But
Yeah.
I just was talking to somebody the other day about it. Like, playing hard is like it's totally different when you get to college versus high school. Even if you play hard in high school, even if your coach was demanding of you, like, there's nothing, like, you just got to experience it to really see the difference. Like, when I first, like, I'm at the junior college level, so I, like, it's kind of similar, but it's different. But, like, I noticed for sure, like, just small stuff, like how much faster the lane closes up when you're trying to go to the basket, or how you got to put pace on your passes, like, or just simple stuff. You can't jump in the air and make passes, like, just small things that you could get away with, like you said, in high school, just not flying at the college level.
At all.